Yo, what's up, Swag? And you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy KLR, aka KL Swag, back here with a video, man. Now, look, y'all, man, it's been annoying as hell, y'all. I have to get a new ring light, y'all. I have to get a new ring light. It's really, really hard to do videos because y'all know I usually drop videos at 10 o'clock to 11. I usually drop videos to 10 o'clock to 11. And, I don't really drop early. I feel like YouTube actually also shows me, yeah, y'all be watching at early during the day, but I feel like it's just better at night, and stuff like that. Y'all laid back, and when I drop, y'all laid back and watch. But look, man, we are back here again with another Matt B. Great reaction, man. Shout out to that boy Matt B. Great, man. Alabama is now becoming terrifying. And that boy Jalen MILROE, that boy like that. Let's get into it, man. We're gonna talk about it, man.
Said, hey man, you are a Texas fan. I mean, this guy works with the football team. If you had to play Alabama this Saturday, how are you feeling about the game? And these 4 words he proceeded to say, it stood out to me. He said, man, we're in trouble.
Hey, yeah. And I'm gonna tell
I hope
y'all
all
why
of you are having a
too.
great Wednesday. If not,
I feel
think
like
this
Matt B.
video
Great
can make
gonna
it a
say
little
it, but
bit
I'm gonna talk
better.
about it
We
too.
got to talk about Alabama football. And what's really funny about this, if you've been watching the channel dating back to the offseason, I said heading
I
into
do
this
college
year,
football
it
also,
feels
y'all.
like deja vu of the 2015 team when we had quarterback problems, and also Jacob Coker, he won the starting job about 3-4 weeks in. That 2015 team that Saban had was not one of his better teams. But, and I have a really big but,
Jacob
Nick
Coker.
Saban in that same year, similar to this year, put on a coaching clinic. And I think Saban actually relishes in the opportunity of coaching a team that's not very talented because he gets to show off his skills. And well, fast forward time to our current date, taking a look at this year's team where we currently are and comparing them to that 2015 team is looking like a good comparison. To remind some of y'all, and you can't make this crap up, that 2015 team also lost a night game early in the season. I believe it was the 3rd game to Ole Miss. Ironically enough, that game was also at home. With all that great stuff being said, though, in today's video, we're here to talk about the one thing that this year's team is doing completely different than that 2015 team, and it's terrifying a lot of people. There is one big and major difference. We're going to talk all about that, but also we're going to take a look at some of the comments on the previous videos because I was asking you guys, let me know your thoughts on the Jimbo situation. Let me know your thoughts on Mississippi State and all that. We're going to take a look at those. We got a lot to go over, so Matt, blah, blah, blah. Shut the crap up. Now, without further ado.
I like how you hit that. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I haven't reacted to Matt B. Great in a minute, y'all, so kind of feel a little weird, bro. I haven't reacted to bro in a minute. I would react to something else, bro, but
All right, so first things first, I was scrolling on Twitter looking at some of the replies and the comment section, and what is this? I just happened to scroll across this right now, and the guy's name, or the username, is Matt Be a Pickle, and the profile picture is me on a pickle. I don't even care about the comment. It's him talking about Jimbo Fisher potentially going to Michigan State. But what even inspired this?
Be a pickle.
You know what? I'm just going to admire
He ain't got the whole
the
picture on the
dedication
pickle.
that went into this, all the effort. On a serious note, let's take a look at some real deal comments. Games for Life said, hey, Matt, I'm a student at Mississippi State, and I feel bad for Arnett, for those of you who don't know, the head coach who just got fired, because of the impossible situation he was put in. That being said, I don't think Dan Mullen will be a good fit. Mississippi State needs a coach that is good at recruiting, and I don't think that Mullen would be able to get the recruits needed to get back to 8-4, maybe 9-3. Keep pushing for greatness. Thank you for the kind words. That's a very interesting comment because
Dan Mullen. Okay.
Dan Mullen. I was like, hey, that'd be a match made in heaven, at least to me. I thought
It's crazy because I literally hit up Dan Mullen, and it's really because I knew a dude that went to Florida. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He plays for the Bills now, Kyrie Elam. We don't really talk no more now. Bro went Hollywood on me. But anyways, man, he gave me his number. And I know bro that played for the Bills now because I went to a school, a private school or whatever, and I ran track also and stuff like that. And I guess he knew my game also, man. And I was hanging around with, dudes on my team and stuff, so they knew him, and then I met him, and then yeah. So yeah, anyways, man, he gave me his number, bro. He gave me Dan Mullen's number. He was like, bro, just reach out to him and see what he say and stuff like that. Now, mind you guys, I am an undersized linebacker. Back then, when I was younger, I didn't know about, how everything goes. Right now, as a player now, I would have definitely, knew what to say and stuff like that, and but I still text them professionally. But basically, on long story short or whatever, I basically was just like, look, look, I want an opportunity to play, with you guys. I'm an outside linebacker. I'm 5'10", 5'11". Um, I'm 215, 220, or whatever like that. Do you guys think that what? Basically, do you guys have a roster spot or whatever like that? My tuition and all that would be paid for type shit. And he was just like, man, you got to get in, on your own. And the only reason why I feel like he said it because I feel like he kind of felt like I was asking for a scholarship, but I really wasn't, or anything like that. I was just like, can I get into the school? Basically, I didn't have the test scores, you guys. I didn't have the test scores because I feel like I had a chance to get into that school, Florida, but I didn't have the test scores. And back then, you a freshman just coming out of high school, you gotta have those test scores unless the coach really, really wants you. And think about it. I am really a 5'9.5", 5'10" outside linebacker. Not that tall. They like tall linebackers, stuff like that. So he wasn't gonna get my black ass, bro. But if I was taller, stuff like that, my film was pretty good. But if I was tall, he definitely would have got me, man. But yeah, it is what it is.
He'd be a top candidate.
But it's
for the
crazy though.
job,
He
and
did
if I
text
was
me
a Mississippi
back.
State fan, I'd want him. Dan Mullen was awesome there, and the last time he was a head coach, he had Mississippi State ranked #1 in the first ever
like, who is this?
playoff poll, for those of you that don't remember that. That's way back in 2014 when
Glad he
Prescott
responded,
was there.
though.
But to attest to his point here, he did a good job of explaining why he doesn't want Dan Mullen, because he stated, I think Mississippi State needs a coach that is good at recruiting. For those of you that don't know, Dan Mullen has made this clear. He has stated it publicly. He doesn't like to recruit. He said this back at Florida, and it held true. The only thing Dan Mullen likes to do is coach. And for that reason alone, that's why me personally, I think he would be a good fit for Mississippi State. I never thought Dan Mullen was a good fit for Florida, and he wouldn't be a good fit for a big-time school like a Tennessee, Florida, LSU, Bama, Auburn, Georgia, because at those schools, you need to recruit. Those schools' expectations are to win 9, 10, 11 games every single year.
Yeah.
But at Mississippi State, I'd say their standards are just to win 7 to 9 games per year, and you're going to be okay. And since Dan Mullen doesn't like to recruit a lot, and he likes to work with what he's got, that's why I think he'd be good at Mississippi State. It's a really tricky conversation because Dan Mullen, when it comes to the X's and O's, I think he's brilliant. But when it comes to recruiting, not so much, and that's the main part of being the head coach. Moving along here, we'll read off one more comment. Jeremy said, Dabo, referring to the Dabo situation, does not want to use the transfer portal, and A&M has the funds to just purchase players, so I think it'd be mutually beneficial. It's honestly the only way I can see him staying a head coach without finally getting with the times. Wow, that is an outstanding point that I haven't thought about. Because I stated, I think Dabo going to A&M would be somewhat a good fit. A&M and Dabo both cringy and weird in their own ways. They'd be two peas in a pod. But also remember, Dabo Swinney, he doesn't like the transfer portal. He doesn't want to use it. And at A&M, he wouldn't have to. He could just buy all these recruits. Really good point from my man Jeremy. Thank you for that comment. You know what? We'll read off one more from my man Caleb here. Hey, Matt, A&M student here. I think Elko, which I stated. Now, hey, Matt, A&M student here. I think Elko would be a great hire. Seeing what he was done with Duke and considering the fact that he's familiar with the program, he was A&M's defensive coordinator back in 2021, I think he'd be a great fit. I couldn't agree anymore. That's what I harped on in the video, and I think A&M should go after Elko. That would be my #1 target, and I could sit up here and read these comments off all day, but we got to get a move on to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video.
For real.
What's going on with Alabama? Well, before we even get going here, I need to share a story with y'all. I was talking to one of my sources that is very involved with the Texas football program. He works with the team or whatnot, and we was talking about the playoff rankings earlier this morning, or not really talking about them, just some case and scenarios that could happen if all these teams went out. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, you are a Texas fan. I mean, this guy works with the football team. If you had to play Alabama this Saturday, how are you feeling about the game? I can't emphasize this enough. This is a guy who is involved with the Texas football program.
Okay.
This isn't an Alabama fan. This isn't even a regular college football fan. This is a Texas fan. And these 4 words he proceeded to say, it stood out to me. He said, man, we're in trouble. Those were his words to describe how he would feel if Alabama and Texas played this Saturday. Man, we're in trouble. So, of course, me being curious, I kind of knew what he was hinting at, but I asked him, I said, well, what do you mean by that? Can you explain? Can you elaborate a little bit? And I already knew the answer to the question because anybody that's been keeping up and watching college football, you know this. He stated, well, Matt, Alabama is getting better and better and better every single week, like I've been telling you guys. And also, on the contrary,
Yep.
he told me, now I disagree with this a little bit, but he said, I wouldn't say Texas isn't getting worse, or he said we're getting worse, but I would more so have say we haven't gotten too much better since that week 2 game. And I agree with him to a certain extent, but I would argue and say since the Alabama game, Texas has gotten worse. They're barely beating these 5-4, 500 teams by 3 points. They've had 3 20-point leads in the past 3 or 4 games in which they've blew completely. I'll put it to you like this.
4-1?
Nobody looks at this Texas team currently and goes, oh, yeah, they could beat Georgia. They could seriously compete for a national championship. Nobody.
No, they don't.
People say that about Washington, Oregon, the Seminoles, who owns Michigan, Ohio State, but not Texas. Nobody's taking Texas that serious, and it's for a good reason. Why would you? They've been struggling. And I know the argument that everybody's going to present. I already know. Well, Matt, they won the games. Look, I get it. But at the end of the day, you haven't looked good winning them, and you can't disagree with that. Continuing along here, another point he touched on was Jalen MILROE has also gotten way better.
Hell yeah, I've been saying that.
Alabama will only go as far as Jalen MILROE will take them. I think it's as simple as this. If Alabama has great quarterback play, they can beat anybody. If they don't have great quarterback play, they can almost lose to anybody. I mean, there's some small factors here and there like the defense, offensive line, but the main X factor is MILROE. Make no mistakes about it. And since his play and his confidence and everything about him has went up 10,000% since that Texas game, so is this Alabama team. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a real deal serious question if you're not a Texas and Alabama fan. If you're a fan right now of Ohio State or Michigan, who would you rather play, Texas or Alabama?
I'm playing Texas all the way.
I can't speak for you. I don't know how you feel. It's why I'm asking you the question, but I would assume 90% of you would say Texas. Nobody wants to play Alabama right now. Nobody. And I already know it.
Nobody want to go against fast-ass Jalen Monroe looking like Lamar.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about who would you rather play right now, Texas or Alabama?
You're looking like
I'm
Lamar.
not talking about the playoff. I'm not talking about the ranking.
And I'm a defensive player speaking that. I don't want to go against Jalen Monroe. Sheesh, that nigga fast as a motherfucker, bro.
I'm not about any of that. I'm just talking about who has been better.
I don't want to go against him.
Another thing that is quite terrifying,
Texas all
at least in
day.
my eyes, and there could be some bias here because obviously I am an Alabama fan, is the way they're winning games. I thought the only way Alabama could beat teams like Tennessee and LSU was going to come down to the defense. They're going to have to hold LSU and Tennessee to like 17, 20 points. Well, no, I was extremely wrong on that because Alabama is just simply outscoring teams. Granted, yes, the defense is playing good. I love the way our defense is playing, but our offense is just scoring on anybody right now. I'm not going to harp on the Kentucky game too much because it is Kentucky, but look at what we've done the last 3 games. Matter of fact, I'm curious. Let me pull it up to get the exact numbers. In Alabama's last 3 games, the offense has scored 49 points against Kentucky, 42 against LSU. It could have been more, but they just ran out the clock at the end. And last but not least, 34 against Tennessee. Against Kentucky, Jalen MILROE, 15 for 22, 6 touchdowns, QBR of 95. Against LSU, 15 for 23, 200 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and a QBR of 97. My bad. He had 4 rushing touchdowns and over 150 yards on the ground.
Yeah, dude, be sliding.
Has been playing.
Their running back is not doing that much lately.
While he's getting some Heisman love currently. But it's not just MILROE, it's the entire Bama team. I think every player is getting better and better and better and more comfortable every single week. And I think Alabama is just now, I know we're extremely late in the season, only got a couple weeks left, but we're just now figuring out who we are. We're figuring out our identity on offense and defense, and I still think we have a lot of untapped potential. Whereas a team like Texas, I think they reached their potential in week 2. That was it. Ever since the week 2 game against Alabama, Texas hasn't looked that good. And we thought the loss to Oklahoma wasn't that bad, but after seeing what Oklahoma's done the past few weeks, yeah, it doesn't look good. I don't think anybody wants to play this Alabama team right now, especially when they're hitting their strides. Offense has looked amazing the past few weeks, and Caleb Downs is slowly turning into the next Minkah Fitzpatrick. Or I say slowly, really quickly. If you don't know who Caleb Downs is, you'll learn about him in a couple of years. He's going to be making a lot of money in the NFL. I could sit up here and talk about Alabama football for the next 3 hours in a row and not get tired of it. Y'all know how I am, but I'll leave it off there. Let me know your thoughts down below.
I like it. He said everything right. Jalen Monroe is nasty. He is lethal. He has grown as a QB, bro. I've been saying that. I've been talking to dudes about it. I just didn't say it on the channel, but I definitely been talking about it. If you guys want to see more content like this, man, more college content, me talking about it and stuff like that, let me know down below in the comments, man. Love y'all. I do also do college football also. Stay swagged up.